When you struggle and resist and fight what currently is, when you impatiently try to figure out how something is going to happen, when you try to force them to happen, you are swimming against the stream. Think of it this way. Nothing you want is upstream. That's the illusion we are always falling prey to. We don't think of life in these terms. Everything you want is downstream, not upstream. Everything you want is something you flow towards, not fight against. What can be confusing is that sometimes your will is so strong and you fight so hard that somehow you make it upstream and find something that looks like what you want there, but then it turns out to be an illusion, or it slips away from you, and then you make the mistake of gearing up for a second fight. But somewhere inside, you know you're doing the wrong thing, about to fool yourself again. It's not where you last found it. It's not upstream. You've got to find a way to relax. Every bad feeling comes from a distorted take on reality. You're feeling bad because you feel like time is running out. Maybe you feel like you're not smart enough. You feel like you're not physically attractive enough. You feel like you've made too many mistakes. Or you feel like you were born a bad person at your core. All of these distortions, all false, produce a bad feeling. Instead of recognizing the distortion and nudging it back on course, most people are oblivious to it and understandably do whatever they can to try to feel a little better, numbing out, watching TV, drinking, eating, doing drugs, spending money, acting on whatever impulse comes up to try to avoid that feeling. But here's the beautiful thing. Once you recognize what these emotions actually mean, you always know where you are in relation to the thing you want. You recognize the distortion and can actually change internally, the only thing that ever produces a lasting external change. Trying to fix your external reality without addressing your internal distorted perception never works. Every time you feel a new desire, you instantly have a gauge of where you are in relation to the manifestation of that thing by how you feel. How you feel is information about how you view that thing and how you view yourself in relation to it. If you feel too small for it, too unprepared, too ugly, too cursed, you know exactly where your thinking is distorted and exactly what needs to change in order to flow to it. It's like there's a strong magnet pulling you toward everything you want. But if you don't go with it, you feel that resistance as being self-critical, negative, bad attitude, stressed out, anxious, dejected, exhausted, resistant. And the harder you try amidst these feelings, the worse everything feels. Here's another way to think about that. The more you've experienced those feelings, the stronger the magnet is trying to pull you to the thing you want. You're really having to resist that pull hard if you're that worn out. Consider that the higher version of you is really trying to get you to wake up and change the things that are causing the resistance so you can just move right forward where you're trying to get yourself to go. In the area of my life that has been the most successful, the manifestation of the idea, creation, building, and managing of a successful business, this has rarely felt like a struggle. I'm human and have dealt with all of the above ideas in relation to my business, of course, as I've had to overcome distorted thinking about myself in relation to it, especially in the beginning. But for the most part, although I've participated in the hard work aspect of it, it's felt mentally effortless, with few exceptions and periods of burnout as a result of falling into fear and scarcity and struggling, resisting. I've woken up excited to get started on the day's task, gone to bed thankful for the amazing experience and rapid growth, and just being able to have been a part of it at all. I'd give myself a solid A- in this area. Through that experience, and there are many other areas of my life that I do not experience that way, so don't get me wrong here, I'd say the biggest misconception about success, achievement, and manifestation is that it requires struggle or toil. Being human, you will almost definitely find yourself struggling at some point. It's easy to fall into that state, but it is not required and can be corrected by remembering that the things you want are downstream. It almost sounds too good to be true, but you aren't meant to struggle to get the things you want. The struggle is all inside your thoughts and beliefs about yourself in relation to the things you want. The struggle is all mental. You may do the exact tasks you are now dreading, take the exact same route to get to the exact same end manifestation, and you will love it. Getting out of bed jazzed in the morning, flowing through the day's events, mostly, you're still human, and going to bed thankful for the experience. So how do you get off the struggle bus? First, have a little faith that part of your purpose here is to do this very thing, to learn how to relax and shift perceptions about things. Stop entertaining negative ideas about life being meaningless or a punishment for you or any of that nonsense. Second, manifest the changes. Intend to have a different perspective than the one you currently have. You have beliefs, ideas, judgments, thoughts, all creating this feeling of resistance, whatever form it is taking. Realize, all you need is for those to shift. You don't need to force it, though exploring it unemotionally can be a fun puzzle. Intend for the very beliefs and ideas you have that are causing you to be out of whack mentally in relation to your desired outcome to change. Then, sit back and find a way to relax and intentionally, courageously shift your focus onto something else. If that something else can be met with a drop of appreciation, a moment of happiness, all the better. Then you practice the above, and practice and practice. Your thoughts will show you your progress. Relief, a sense of ease, even if very small or fleeting, moments of true joy, moments of excitement and positive anticipation, a growing ability to pause and truly enjoy an immediate sensory pleasure like a hot shower, a comfortable bed, a delicious drink or meal. These are all progress. When you're feeling these, you're headed in the right direction. Feeling tense and obsessed, overworked, anxious, doubtful, frustrated, disconnected, like you have to figure it all out. Those are things you can catch yourself feeling with practice. Then you stop and remind yourself of something that relieves those feelings. Simply reminding yourself that the upstream thoughts and feelings are only an illusion of being useful can be enough to stop them in their tracks. I don't know about you, but I don't like the feeling of being duped into an illusion. And thinking of it that way is usually enough for me. You want to feel peace right where you are. If you think of peace as being smack dab in the center of the range of lower and higher emotions, that can be helpful too. You don't have to be bouncing off the walls with joy at circumstances you don't like, but it's an illusion that the feelings below peace are helpful. And please don't mistake avoiding life for peace. Solutions flowing naturally to you, your mind, your perception, doesn't usually translate to lying in bed checked out of the world. But every time you truly mentally relax, you are turning in the right direction.